there is a brand new tool that's being rolled out by YouTube. And I gotta tell you, this is by far one of the most powerful tools, features that anybody can use to boost their watch time and their views. And yet a lot of people have been like kind of using it wrong. And furthermore, as mentioned, this is a new tool. So what the new tool is an extension of the tool you already have, which is called Test and Compare. Now, the fact is, I really struggle with this because I want to see people do well. And I'm just going to be frank. People are misusing this tool, or people are thinking in a way that's just not helping them move forward, because it's not the tool, it's how you use it. And the good news is I'm going to walk you through exactly what's coming, because the Test and Compare feature that you have access to right now, whether you know it or not, because it's kind of buried, it's hard to find. We'll talk about that in a minute, but it's going to change and there's going to be an update. And in the past, this allowed you to create a video title like always, but then you can upload 3 thumbnails, testing the thumbnails against each other, which when used properly can really allow you to amplify your watch time, to get more watch time. And we know videos that drive more watch time are more likely to get more views. Like, check out the screenshot you're seeing right now. The blue line is the watch time of the video that drove tens of thousands of views, which far, outperformed my channel average. So in this video, I want to talk about how the Test and Compare feature is going to change, what it's going to look like, but more importantly, we're going to really dive deep and talk about how to use this tool, because again, if I give you a box of paints, and I say, Picasso painted in the Impressionist style, and these are the paints, and this is the easel. Can you paint a Picasso? No. So we're gonna dive in, and I can't wait to break this down with you, because this is something I've talked about on my channel in the past, but this is like a whole nother level. And this video is gonna guide you through a bunch of ways in which you can optimize your video title, your thumbnail, in fact, 3 of them, so you can get a better score and a better result when you use it properly based on the additional free tool that I'll mention. So even if you're struggling, if you're not sure, if you're thinking it just seems completely overwhelming, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Brian. I'm glad you made it to the video, and again, I want to encourage you just to lean into this video, bookmark it, like it, leave a comment below, return to it, because we're really going to dive deep. So the first thing you have to consider is that the easiest way to drive more views to your video is to ensure and qualify your video topic, and then to go one step better and really dial in and optimize your video title. Now, I've been doing crazy amounts of experiments. In fact, I published a video really testing out the power of the video title, and you know what it did? It drove a lot more views from suggested videos. It drove a lot more views from YouTube search, but it totally dominated in browse, meaning the 3 most powerful algorithms it did well in. It did well in all of them. So the first thing you really want to consider is that you want to value the importance of your title, and you want to build it out in a very specific manner. And notice this video from vidIQ, because not only did I experiment, but they're experimenting too. And when you look at this page, can you see what they're doing? If you look closely, you'll notice that 2 of these video titles are almost identical. Now, why do you think they would do that? Well, it's an optimized video title designed to bring viewers back to their channel, but also it's designed to really impact anybody that's interested in trying to grow a YouTube channel, because the psychology of the word new and features or update, these are words that people are thinking about, they're interested in, they're going to be searching for. And what does that do? Well, number one, it gives them a boost in search, but it also likely connects other viewers on YouTube that have watched similar videos that also incorporate the video title, new YouTube monetization change update, all these types of words. When viewers have watched those videos, they're going to be more likely to see vidIQ's video. Are you following me? This just really highlights how important it is to think about what viewers are searching for, what they're interested in. And it goes beyond, we're not optimizing for search. These are simply the words that reside in the minds of all the people we want to impact. And when our title reflects what they want, they click more. Now, what I did is I leveraged the same very strategy because I wanted a super simple method that would allow me to move forward and just create a video really, really quickly. And what did I do? I created my video title almost the same as vidIQ's. I didn't know that they have two videos based with the same title. It just shows you how they're really thinking about trying to maximize the opportunity that the video title presents. Now, the new tool coming out from YouTube is, as mentioned, Test and Compare. And first off, I want you to know you can only access this particular tool on desktop. So if you're not on desktop, you might not have used it. Furthermore, and this is critical, if you want success, please listen. A lot of people say it doesn't work. A lot of people say, well, the thing is I have a small channel, so it's not really going to help me to move forward. The problem with this thinking is that it's not about the tool per se. It's about the methodology, the strategy that we use to come up with a title that really compels viewers to click. And second of all, then really coming up with thumbnails that really are optimized to generate a different result. And when you do that, whether you've got 10 views or 10,000 views, when you've got different thumbnails, you're eventually going to have a winner some of the time because you're using the tool in the right way. You're really creating text that's very different. And this can be really challenging, but I just want to walk you through the process of how this works and what you want to do. So the first step is you really want to take a 3-word phrase that really describes in detail what your video is about. And here's the good news. If this seems hard, we're going to use ChatGPT to optimize our titles and our thumbnails and even the video content to keep viewers watching longer. Like again, if you're watching my videos, this is the next evolution and you want to be aware of how these things work. So when the new update comes to Test and Compare, you can use the new Test and Compare on your video titles to get better results. So you want to start off, like I said, with a 3 or 4 word phrase that specifically describes your video. YouTube monetization is pretty good. YouTube monetization update is even better because it's a change and something is new. Or YouTube's new monetization update is genius, and hats off to the team at vidIQ. So the way to move forward is start with something really specific that on a video that you want to create, and then you're going to go to ChatGPT, and this is what I just did. And here's what's kind of cool, right? Like, you might not have all the answers. You might not know how to really select phrases that psychologically will impact the viewer and make them click. But if you give up there and say, well, my channel is small, so Test and Compare doesn't work and I shouldn't do it, then sadly you don't really focus on the method that's really based on the psychology to get more clicks, increasing your click-through rate and so on. You want to first qualify the keyword phrase, and I like to call them search terms because they are and they matter. The fact of the matter is, again, we're not optimizing for search. We're just trying to make sure that it's easy for the algorithm to connect our video with viewers that are watching similar videos. Literally, that's what YouTube says. You're getting more views because you've got good retention, good metrics, and we're connecting your video with videos viewers have watched, similar viewers, etc. So what you do is then you go to ChatGPT. okay? And you say, I need a video title, and this part is really important for a bunch of reasons. Number one, it needs to be under 56 characters. Why number one is because when your video title is too long, it will be truncated. Now what that means is that YouTube is going to shorten it with the dots, and you might have important parts, or the ChatGPT might give you a title that has important elements after the video has been truncated. YouTube shortens it up, and it doesn't hold that emotional impact. Second reason why you want video titles under 56 characters is there have been a bunch of different studies that show that video titles that are somewhere between about 40 to 45 words on the short end, but no longer than about 60 words, are the sweet spot for driving more views. It's really finding this balance between really being descriptive and clear, and again, that's why we want to target specific keyword phrases or topics, but also really descriptive and create an emotional connection. So we're going to tell ChatGPT to give me 20 phrases that are no longer, or I should say 20 video titles that are no longer than 56 characters, and you want to guide it in several different ways. One is the character count. Two is every single title needs to include this particular phrase. And you can go even deeper. In this example, I want my video title to begin with the word YouTube. Why? Because I'm seeing video titles that begin with the word YouTube are triggering viewers because that's the number one thing they're interested in. Are you following me? See how powerful this is? Furthermore, it's about a new tool. So my last video, I actually did 3 of them focusing on YouTube monetization. They did really well. 2 of which talked about YouTube's new monetization update. So in this case, I want to echo that because psychologically, I know viewers are interested in. So I tell the ChatGPT to come up with 20 video titles that include the phrase YouTube's new tool or new feature, and I instruct it then really to create a video title that triggers people's emotions. It's based on desire, curiosity, and more. And then I really talk about how I'm going to break out the video. In other words, the content in the video. And frankly, a lot of people are using this test and compare feature wrong, as I've mentioned. They're missing the deeper impact of crafting a great video title and thumbnail, which you can do whether you use test and compare or not. But what's important is that number one, I've got the keyword phrase, the search term, to make it easy for the algorithm. Number two, we're telling ChatGPT to add emotional triggers based on fear, FOMO, curiosity, desire, and more. And then this is something that's new, that's really powerful. I'm saying, give me one wild card that you think will allow me to do even better, or I should say that will perform the best. And I've done this with my thumbnails, and sure enough, the wild card that ChatGPT gave me when optimizing thumbnails, and we'll get there, just hang with me for a bit, did really well. So in this case, I asked for, the wild card, and this is what I got, and I'm going to run with it. YouTube's new tool is being used all wrong. Now, this is really good, but there are a few things to think about. Number one, I want to think about how my audience, and you can do the same for your audience, really thinks, and what are the primary drivers and the primary words. So we talked about number one is YouTube. Number two is views, right? And my title doesn't really echo that. So right away I start thinking, and this is one of the common questions I ask ChatGPT all the time. How many titles, rather how many characters is this actual video title? And ChatGPT says it's well under 56 characters, and I'm like, awesome, we need to add in another element. One, we want the keyword phrase. Two, it needs to trigger desire. It needs to be based on this new thing, and people are using it wrong, which is what my video's about. But also, it's about if you use it right, you are going to get more views. With that, I get back this. YouTube's new tool is being used wrong. That was the first option or the first generation. And then I give it more feedback because I want that secondary trigger, which is views. You know that. You want more views. And again, YouTube's new tool is being used wrong. It kills views. And that is under 56 characters and incorporates all kinds of things to win the click. And this is how you really want to optimize your video title. And you know what's interesting is when YouTube rolls out test and compare and you're able to really test different titles, it's going to get a little complicated, and here's why. Because if you change everything drastically, it's going to change where you get views from. Some video titles might be optimized for search, and in the long run, they might drive more views. I've got a video that's driven 60,000 views from YouTube search, and it was optimized for YouTube search. If I create a different title that doesn't include the keyword phrase, it might not have driven those 60,000 views because, again, they're from search. Now, I might have gotten 20,000 from browse, and then you can look at, well, which one converted better, subscribers and whatnot. I'm working my mind on how to optimize, test and compare when we can really test different video titles, and I have some ideas, and I'll create another video covering how I'm going to use it and what I'm going to do. But that's how I like to get started, and first it's the video title as mentioned. Then we want to move forward and we want to work in this manner. We want to tell ChatGPT exactly what our video title is, okay? And then what we want to do is prompt it to incorporate either one word, 2 words, 3 words, or 4 words. Obviously, these are a single word or phrases that will be incorporated onto the thumbnail to create a powerful video package that really triggers the emotions and wins the click. And you can see here, this is a recent video I published knowing there was a ton of opportunity, and sure enough, I'm driving 50, 100 views a day, and over time, that's how you drive 50,000 views. And interestingly enough, this thumbnail dramatically outperformed the other ones, and I didn't know. It was about YouTube's new Premium Lite feature. So I had one finger pointing to the price of Premium Lite, which is like $7.95, I think, and another one pointing to $13.95 or $18, something like that. And that didn't win. The phrase, choose wisely. Yes, that was the phrase. But this photo, which was AI generated and also has the same phrasing, choose wisely, but it's more contrasty and it still looks very much like me. Again, it's generated by AI. I've got a link to that tool down below. You might want to play with it. It had a watch time share of 42%. That is a whole bunch of people that are either clicking more or watching longer. And can we agree that those are the things we want? Let's not try to overcomplicate it. I wish that YouTube would give us more details on the click-through rate and the watch time. But anytime I see a winner, I know I've got something solid. Now, this is just one example of so many winners that I get because I leverage the tool in this way. So what's really important to understand is a lot of people create different thumbnails, but they don't use test and compare, which obviously is silly. Second of all, a lot of people use test and compare, but the text and the emotional messaging is just not spot on. So you want to tell ChatGPT, hey, this is my title, exactly. I want you to give me 20 phrases that target the following emotions, which are very different. Targeting FOMO and curiosity is very different than targeting fear, all of which can generate very different results like you just saw. I didn't know which one's going to win or work better in terms of driving more watch time, but clearly this thumbnail did. So when you do that and you say, give me, 5 phrases based on FOMO, give me 5 phrases based on desire, give me 5 phrases based on curiosity, you're going to get back really different thumbnails. And then you can use a free tool like Pixels to generate an AI image of yourself. You can actually train the AI to put you in different type of thumbnail situations. It's a powerful tool. It's wicked. Link below. And the other thing you can do then, right, is you can just move forward and you can choose the 3 that you think are the best, and you can move forward with your test and compare. Here's what's really important. It's not the tool. If you want results, you have to lean in to the methodology. This is why some people can paint amazing paintings and they're world famous, and other people are amateurs. It's really based on how we use these tools. Here is a massive bonus that I've been doing. One of the best things you can do is to keep viewers watching your video longer. I talk a lot about this, but I've never shared what I'm going to break down right now until now. And here's the secret. You want to think about your video in a series of bullet points that covers subtopics and goes into different directions, and obviously keeps viewers watching. When you tell them and you say you have to use test and compare, but viewers already know what that is, or for your niche, it just depends on what your niche is and really what you're covering and so on. And if you share the thing they need to do, the method they need to leverage, or the tool they need to use right at the beginning, and they've already decided they're not interested in, they kind of tune out. This is a little hard to describe. I hope you're staying with me. But instead, if I say there is this new tool and it's so interesting, and I don't tell you it's test and compare, and then I start talking about it in a new way, you may be more likely to watch longer. So instead of telling someone you need to create a great title, and then you need to create your title in this way, well, if I tell you that and you think I already know that, you may be more likely to click off. If I show you a result and I say, hey, look at this. This is a powerful result I got because I did this one thing, and sadly, a lot of people are messing it up. Do you see what I'm doing there? Like, number one, I'm saying, hey, this is what you want, the result. Number two, sadly, people are messing it up. Maybe you're messing it up. And then I get into I really crafted a title, but I did it in a new way, like leveraging the power of ChatGPT. Then I'm far more likely to keep viewers watching throughout my video. And here comes the cool part. This can be hard to really do. And I've been striving to do this myself. And one of the things I've been doing is using ChatGPT endlessly to create a list of subtopics, and then to configure them based on these subtopics are talking points, and then each talking point has its own title, and the title is engineered to create curiosity and not to give away the solution, just like I mentioned. And then ChatGPT goes through and takes everything about YouTube monetization, creates a list of 50 things, engineers them in bullet points. It's easy to read, it's easy for me to understand, and furthermore, it's optimized to create curiosity by not revealing what the solution is until we get to the end of that bullet point. And then the process starts again, and I introduce a new thought or new idea that is built and baked in with curiosity, and people continue to watch. Here's what I know. Test and compare is one of the most powerful features to be released by YouTube in ages. A lot of people don't use it because they think it doesn't matter, but then they don't pay attention to the methodology. I want to encourage you to not be a part of that camp. Number two is they don't use test and compare, as we spoke about. And then number three, they're not embracing AI fully to really move forward and learn how to optimize their content. If you watch these kinds of videos and you simply take notes and you're like, I really need to leverage a proper character count in my video title. I need to make sure I really trigger people's emotion. I want to use test and compare to test different emotions like curiosity, fear, desire, FOMO, and you leverage the power of AI to do that, which, by the way, is totally free. You will go far. Now do this. This video on the screen now talks about some new updates from YouTube, really powerful. In this video, it can help you move forward. I'll see you on the next one. You dig?
That's a great